It is time for another culture corner here at the Serenity Resource Connector. It's first Thursday. Welcome to the month of May, and it's raining queens here on Culture Corner. And the forecast is looking really great across the landscape of Jamaica because we have some awesome initiatives being led by these beauties with purpose. And we're going to hear all about it. And we are talking about representation from all the JCDC regions across Jamaica, from Miss Kingston and St. Andrew in the east, Miss Clarendon in central Jamaica, over to Miss St. Anne in the north, and then we round out with West Miss Trelawny. So feel free to let us know which parish you're representing in the space. We keep it engaging here. We have a lot to cover, and so we are going to be bringing on our queens. So let's start in the east. Welcome, Janelle.
Hi,
Janice.
everyone. Hi, how
All
are
right,
you?
Shanicia, let's see your beautiful face. All right. While Shanicia comes up, let's go with Ayoka Davis over there in St. Anne. Hi, Ayoka.
Hello, everyone. Hello.
Ayoka. All right. Let's keep it queening. Shanicia, Clarendon in the
Hi,
central
everyone.
part of the island. And we are rounding out with Erica over there in the west, Miss Trelawny. Welcome, 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 ladies. These are four of our
Thank
beautiful
you.
queens for the parish. She's across Jamaica for 2023. They are rounding out their reign. And how ironic, it's actually raining in several parts of Jamaica now, right? All right. We have
Right.
someone representing for already. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in, and just continue to stay tuned, share so others can come on in and be inspired by the awesome stuff that's going to be taking place here on Culture Corner. So, we are going to be starting off by learning a little bit more about these ladies. So, let's hear one intriguing fact about you, each of you, and then what it means to you to represent your parish. All right, we started in the East.
All right. So, hi, everyone. As you know, my name is Janelle Powell. And one interesting fact about me is that in high school, I was a part of a girl group called One Sound. And I was the alto. I think that's what they call it. I don't remember. I'm so out of practice. And what being a festival queen means to me, it means being a mentor. I really want to be deliberate and intentional about the life that I live. And a part of that means being an inspiration to other young ladies, letting them know that they can do anything that they put their mind to. And I have seen where through this being a festival queen that I'm able to impact lives. And I hear the feedback coming from young ladies say, Miss, I really like what you do and I want to do this as well. So I know I'm touching lives when I'm interacting in different spaces.
Fantastic. We're moving on to Central.
Hi, everyone. Again, an intriguing fact about me is that I will domesticate just about any animal. I love animals, and as such, if I had the opportunity, I would domesticate just any animal. And what it means for me to represent my parish is to know that I'm passionate about culture. I'm passionate about the arts, and Festival Queen is something that covers all of that. And I've seen how many young persons I've been able to inspire, not only the females, but males as well. I've had males reach out to me, and they're now developing an interest in pageantry and an interest in giving back. So I know that what I'm doing here means something to somebody. And so I believe I'm fulfilling my purpose.
Fantastic. We are moving up north.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ayoka Davis, Miss Sainton, of course. I am a lover of people. I am passionate about helping person to find their true passion. And of course, I love community service and I love to empower others to find their true self. And of course, having the opportunity to represent my parish gives me the opportunity to express myself in so much that I can be an inspiration for youths in my community. And of course, persons who are older than myself, persons who are even older, like the elderly age. I love to just inspire people and to help them to know that they can become a potential person in society wherein they give different values, skills that will help to develop society. Thank you.
All right. And we are rounding out down west. You're not coming through clearly. I don't know what's is happening. There's, right. Let's try without that.
You
Go
hear
ahead.
me clearly now?
Go ahead. We're much better.
Thank you. So, one interesting fact about me is that I enjoy cooking and I love to experiment in the kitchen. Now, this opportunity that I was granted, means setting an example. Just the mere fact of going out there, speaking to children, speaking to youth on a whole, making an impact, setting an example for them to follow is a lot for me and it brings me joy.
Fantastic. All right. And that's a great place to segue into the reason why we're here to highlight the awesome projects that you young ladies have undertaken and they're leading in a powerful way to empower your communities. So let's hear about the projects. We're only going to be giving you the highlights because we only have 1 hour and we want to make sure that each queen gets their spotlight in the space. So we want to hear the highlights of their project, focusing on the specific problem or need that the project solves and why they chose that particular focus. So we're starting in the east again and we are making our way down west.
So my project is dubbed the Flip the Script Film Project, and it took the form of a film training workshop for teenagers from ages 12 to 18. And I was deliberate in choosing a cohort of 10 students from Dunoon Technical, St. Andrew High School for Girls, and Kingston High School because I wanted to be made very clear that creativity knows no bounds and it's open and available for everyone. So I executed it earlier this month from the 2nd to the 5th of April, and it took the format of a very intensive workshop. So day one, we were focusing on all things script writing. Day two, we were focusing on cinematography and directing. And day three was when we would shoot the short film that the students ideated and helped us write, help us to create costumes for, all of those things. And we premiered the film last week, Saturday, at the Bob Marley Museum. It was called A Dream to Reach. And it was all about what all of us want to do, which is fulfill our dreams despite whatever challenges we may face. I wanted to focus on film because I have a personal interest in film. I have recently started to dive into my creative tendencies because I've always been a writer. I've always been a consumer of media. But recently I found out that I could write stories that could be on film and I could shoot them and I could direct them. And having produced 3 short films myself, I felt as if this was the opportune time to introduce this as a career option to students, because had I known this growing up, I think I would have gone so much harder in the creative industry. I ended up taking a more traditional route, still within the creative industry, because I work in communications and I'm still able to write and I'm still able to do the videography and editing and express myself creatively for the purpose of my workplace. But there is a whole nother world to explore. So my main goal was to introduce this as a career option for students. I also want to, through planting this seed and in hopes that they will continue to pursue a job in the creative industry, expand the pool of creatives that we have. the Jamaican film industry is expanding, and we see it here. We have people coming here to tell Jamaican stories. There are stories on Netflix, series on Netflix that focus on people with Jamaican backgrounds and features the Jamaican culture on such a wide platform. And we always know that we had a big platform across the country. So you go to Florida, there's a little Jamaica there. You go to New York, there's a little Jamaica there. You go up to the UK, we take over. Even in the language, you can hear our influences. So I want them to recognize the power also of their own creativity, what they can do, how they can redirect whatever they're feeling into a creative work, even if it's not film, but just to know that the creativity exists in them and that there's an avenue to express it and also to earn money from it. Because at the end of the day, I do see where Jamaica can make sure that the creative industry thrives so that we can earn from it. So it has been an amazing thing so far, and I'm eager to see where it goes.
We are too. All right, let's move to Clarendon.
All right, so the name of my project is Paying It Forward with Freshness, Purity, and Love. And the entire idea of this project came from a personal experience I had when I visited a children's home in Kingston when I was, in a different position. I was Miss Elsa Riley Hall, and we went to this home to give back, some food items. But the girls and I, we decided we wanted to make some little care packages, and inside these packages there were small mirrors. We had combs, little lotion, a little hand sanitizer, stuff that you would bring in your little pouch going on the road. And some of the young ladies, they started to fight over the things. And I had asked one young lady in particular, why are they fighting? And she said, because we don't have these things. It's more difficult for us to get these things. So that is why they are fighting. And I thought to myself that sometimes when we think about giving back, almost all the time, it's in food items. We may do a team drive, we may cook and go up to the home one day, but then we have to think about the hygiene products. And when I reached out to some homes, they also expressed that there is a great need for these products as they are more expensive. And it's easier for them to buy some rice and buy some flour than to go and say, all right, I'm going to get this amount of deodorants, I'm going to get this amount of shampoos and conditioners. And so my project is twofold. I wanted to impact children, youth. And so I decided to get the high schools involved, giving them an opportunity to learn more about giving back and also an opportunity for them to earn some voluntary hours. And so at my launch, I had invited some high schools to come out and just tell them about what the project is and to find out if they're interested in helping me to collect the items and getting the items to give back to the homes. And so their technical high, my alma mater, came on board, and trust me, they surprised me with what they did. They got a lot of stuff for the kids, and I was able to organize and go to Chapelton. And persons may be saying, why Chapelton if you live in the his area? But I chose Chapelton because Chapelton has 3 different children's homes. So in that one community, in that one area, there are 3 children's homes there. And I had realized that there is a need, because even though the surrounding communities want to contribute and they want to give back, it's a little bit difficult for them because they have to then choose which home they are going to, and they may not get to help all 3 homes. So I decided to go to Chapelton. I went to the St. Augustine Protection Home for Boys, and I delivered 32 packages. So every child received a package. And then there was some extra stuff there, just in case anybody runs out. 32 packages, and each package had in all the personal hygiene items that you can think of. And each person received a package. And I, spent some time up there with them, and they were so excited. And I could see how grateful they were, for somebody to come in and to just share with them and to show them some love. And so after I went, I realized that, listen, it's really not enough. So as I was telling our lovely host before, we came on live, that I want to continue my project. This is something that I want to do at least twice every year, because the need is great. The need is great, and we just need more hands on board to make it happen. And I went to Belvedere Technical High School just recently. I think 2 weeks ago, I went and I spoke with my sixth formers who helped me to get the products together. I spoke with them, and more of them expressed being interested in giving back. And I was telling them that they can do so by even noticing a child in their community that is in need. It could be just a child that is in need that they will decide, okay, I'm going to buy the textbooks for this child, or I'm going to find help for this child so they can go to school more often. And I was so pleased to see how many of them were very interested in, continuing and being a part of projects of this nature. And so they were even given certificates of participation that they would be able to add, to their resume to say they did this. So yeah, that's what it's about, and that's what we did.
All right. So she went all the way in. I love that. It's a passion. All right. Let's go over to St. Anne because boy, St. Anne is in the house. Go right ahead,
So
Iota.
my project, thank you very much. My project is a Talawa Helping Hands, and my project slogan, of course, is inspiring lives and rebuilding brighter futures. I aim to target persons who are ages 12 and over. Of course, in Jamaica, mental health and learning disabilities are not taken seriously. And with the help and research of Bandura's research, which states that our environment can have a negative or positive effect on how a person behaves or how much they are influenced. And so because of that, I realized that I needed to make a change. Many Jamaican youths, they're often publicized and looked at as dunce, but in reality, they might have a learning disability. There's autism, there are different spectrum that of autism, and persons need to understand that, hey, that youth might just need some form of protection, some form of guidance. And so because of that, based on the research and based on my degree of area, I've decided that, hey, I'm going to collaborate with persons who know about mental health and to reach out to these youths, of course. And with that, I aim to provide comprehensive support and opportunity for at-risk youths, particularly those facing risks when it comes to mental health challenges and learning disabilities. And one of my general objective of my project is to enhance the lives of youth by mentoring them and developing helping them develop self-discipline. Of course, I want to encourage them to understand that it's not about labeling your child as Valiant would say. It's about ensuring that they reach their fullest potential and guiding them in a path where they can also contribute to society in a positive light. And so because of that, I want to ensure that I carry on even after I give up my crown to the next Miss Saint and Festival Queen. I want to ensure that that cycle continues and persons, not only youths, but the older generation will learn about mental health. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right. You have the comments rolling in like crazy. All right. Let's go on over to the west to hear what's our Kay has been up to down there.
So the name of my project is Student Priority Outreach Program. And the motto that we go by is our children, our future, our priority. Now, this project was basically launched out of the need to arrest the poor performance in mathematics. So I'm a mathematics teacher, and over the years, I would have tracked how the country on a whole performed in mathematics as it relates to CSEC. And it has been the percentage has been stagnant for a while. And as such, I started this project to basically help the students with mathematics. As a country, as a world, in the world overall, we know how people view mathematics. The words that comes with it, it is hard, I can't manage, I don't know, I don't see the relevance. But as it relates to our children, Student Priority Outreach Program is here to let them see the relevance of mathematics, because the truth is we can't go out there and do what we want to do without mathematics. I normally tell my students that if you want to become anything in life, if you want to become even, to go to university, you are going to need mathematics, even if they allow you to start your degree without it. And this is all student priority is about. Really and truly, we have reached the schools in Trelawny, such as William Knibb Memorial High School, Holland High, Troy High, and also in the neighboring parishes. So I have students from St. Hilda's, I have students from Mount Alvernia, in St. James, and it has been a wonderful time. Because really and truly, when you listen how our children speak about mathematics, sometimes I wonder, but then I have to come along and speak life into them to let them understand and know that without mathematics, there is nothing. I always tell them that mathematics is stronger than Obia. And once you are good in mathematics, you are good in anything and everything. Also, there is a social welfare aspect on about or in my project, because we help students with financial struggles, students, sorry, that have financial struggles, to help them with the lunch money if they're struggling with, to pay for their CSEC subjects. We basically assist them. And since starting September up to now, I have seen changes in my students based on the testimonies that I hear and based on the grades that they have received on their last Christmas report. I am proud. My teachers that are on board are proud as well. And definitely, Student Priority Outreach Program will continue forever.
Love that. Oh my word. I mean, the comments are going crazy over there. All right. So Shanice, yes, it started off highlighting the awesome impact that her project been having in Clarendon. Janelle, give us some of the feedback, the top two feedback that you have gotten coming out of your project in terms of the impact on the group that you worked with.
So I have my students, first of all, telling me that they're going to be entering film festivals of their own. So JCDC has a film short film competition coming up. So they came to me and said, Miss, you can help me write my own short film. I have an idea for one for this girl who wants to do this and who wants to do that, and another young lady wants to get some guidance with script writing as well. So I know that I have been making an impact, that they are excited about delving into their creative talents. And the other kind of feedback that I'm getting is, when's the next one? So a friend of mine reached out to me. He wants to do a summer version of Flip the Script. And so I am working with him, in dialogue with him, to see how best we can introduce it for another set of students, because it's something that is near and dear to both of our hearts. And I'm excited to see how we can make it happen for the summer. So I know it's seriously making an impact.
Amazing stuff. Ayoka, tell us about the impact.
Yes, Miss. As it relates to my project, what I have done is that I've not only catered to those persons who are near in my community, but I've used online platform to have different counseling sessions. And with those sessions, students have been learning how to cope when it comes to mental health issues. One story is that this young lady, she had suicidal thoughts. Of course, what we did is to implement a strategy, which I taught her how to journal, and with that, she could actually maneuver all of that which was going around with her. And one of the issues that she had was low self-esteem. And that same young lady, she had the opportunity to express herself, and she has been learning how to deal with her anger without actually fighting. And as you can see in the news, many young people are using knives, but guess what? She's using the stage as an opportunity to use her talent, which one of her talent is singing. And because of that, my project has been helping more than one person in many ways. Thank you.
Amazing. I'm hearing so many things coming out, but we don't have the time to delve into it. Eric, one more quick impact coming out of your project.
In fact, I remember at my launch in January, I invited the students of the different high schools, and I allowed them to share. And one student in particular, she shared that her average in grade 10 was at 37%. And when she went further in her speech, she shared that from starting the classes in September, because we normally have classes on Wednesdays and on Saturdays, and she shared that since she started the classes and taken advantage of them, her math average moved from a 37% to a 77%. Now, this is my wow moment. I'm not going to say that I don't care about the students who are striving, but when I can take a student from a 37% to a 77%, it is a great feeling. Additionally, my boys. The boys used to shy away when they started, but now once I'm at the board, Miss, can I try this question? Miss, I know how to do it. Miss, I want to teach them how to do it. And I realize that the students are more willing, and this just drives me to go on.
Wow, I'm hearing students developing their confidence, and I mean that's an awesome thing. Shanicia, a story, quick story coming out of your project.
Before I tell the story, Eric, I need to start coming to those classes because back then I would not have a good relationship at all. So I'm gonna come into those classes. Sorry. The story I have is a message from a young man from Central High School. He messaged me to say that you probably don't remember me, but when I was in grade 7, you were the head girl at their technical high school. And I followed your journey, and I want you to know that I am very intrigued by what you're doing. And as such, I started to do similar things in my community. So to know that just by watching me and what I've done with my team, that this young man is now interested in following my footsteps. And I know for certain that he is not the only one. It means that we're doing something big. Imagine if we had all the hands on board, how much more homes we could reach out to and help. And just to go and to see the smiles on those students' faces is worth it 100%. A student once told me that, Miss, I didn't know this could have been so rewarding. But it is. You don't need to get anything monetary in return, but just a smile on the faces. It will make your day so much more better.
Amazing. It only takes a spark. And that is why we are highlighting these. That's right. Influence indeed. Oh, yes. This is a part of the grooming that JCDC puts these ladies through. Whenever they go into the competition, they do not come out sounding or looking the same. All right. Right, ladies?
Absolutely.
Yes, they'll be queening for the rest of their lives. Amazing, amazing stuff. And this is the power of the platform that this awesome competition allows. It's not just about beauty, it's beauty with purpose. And I can hear the passion and the commitment to community building. And Shanicia ended on a solid note for the next segment, because if we want to go fast, we go alone. But if we want to go far, we go together. And that's where collaboration comes in, because I'm sure you all needed a lot of support to get these things done. And the future success depends on the collaborations to come. So we're going to go around again quickly, highlighting some of the collaborations that you've had, and indicate more so how the collaborations have actually enhanced the project success. And you can share quickly too what kind of collaboration you'd want to see going forward, so that you can take it further to the nation and not just your immediate community. Starting in the East, Janelle.
All right, so I'm always gonna big up Bob and Rita Marley Foundation, because they came on with $100,000 grant for my project, which was a very, very big help to cover all of the expenses that went into the project. So for that, I am very grateful. They also provided the screening space. So we had students coming onto the Bob Marley Museum compound to not only enjoy the sights and the sounds of what they had to offer, but also to be in a authentic theater space on historic ground. I thought that was just absolutely profound, and it really boosted the presentation of the project. Also, the Jamaica Private Power Company were a big help in making sure that the premiere went well. Funnily enough, they were my sponsor. I wore their sash at the parish level, and I went back to them and I said, "Hey, I need your help. Can you believe in this project as much as I believe in it?" And they gave their 100% backing to it. I also gifted the students gift baskets that was coming from Massey Distributors, Seprod, St. Andrew Preparatory School gave us the space to teach the students for the 3 days. And I have to thank my work team, my statin team. They were with me 110%. Any logistic help that I needed, it was there. My friends from college who are all media practitioners, I said, "Hey, I don't have money, but I need your help. Come and do this, come and host, come and do audio, come and take photos, come and cover the story for me." And it was just so humbling, and just it swelled up gratitude in my heart to see how everyone in my community was coming together to make sure that I was able to, through this project, impact these 10 students. I forgot what the other question was. What was the other question?
I'm sure you sold it, because
Okay, great.
in terms of those who would want to come on board to ensure that you're able to continue.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right, fantastic. But you did awesome. All right. So we are moving on to Central. Shanicia.
Yes, so I would like to thank again Cousins Construction Limited. I wear their sash at the parish level, and they were with me up until I completed my project. Even when it's the last minute, even when it's late in the night and I am calling, they're always there to assist and to help me. And they've also confirmed that they will be on board for the next leg of my project. So I am so grateful to them. I also want to thank their technical high school for getting the students and for allowing them to do this, collect the items on the school ground, because it took a lot of work. They had to influence the other students to bring this and to take that. And so Very Technical High School, I am forever grateful. You guys have been with me from grade 7 and up till now. I am still so grateful for what you guys are doing for me and my family. My family, my family. I am so grateful. You did not turn your back on me even when it got a little bit difficult. Listen, when we're going up to Chapelton, and you hear the sound the car is making, and we're climbing that hill, and my mommy was there with me, and we made it, and I was able to go, and she assisted me in handing over the packages. So I'm so grateful for everyone who was present with me on this journey, who helped me. And listen, we want more help. So if you are interested, please reach out. Feel free to reach out. You can, DM me on my Instagram page. We want to do more. We want to do bigger and better things. And with your help, regardless of how small you think it to be, we can do so much more.
Fantastic. I hope our aspiring festival queens are on and taking notes. You're going to need it. All right. Or maybe not necessarily prospective festival queens, but you're doing work in your community. This is useful information for you. Okay. All right. Go ahead, Miss St. Anne.
Collaboration with local organizations, businesses, and community leaders have been instrumental in enhancing the success of my project. Of course, some of them are regularly bar and grill, no plate bar and grill, tents and more, in which I wore their sash. And of course, I want to thank the Saint and Parish Library Network for giving me their space for me to express myself to the youths of my community. With the success rate that we have had, it would not have been possible if they did not give me their sponsorship. And of course, because of their continuous sponsorship, I was able to enrich my program. And of course, I was able to sponsor my logo, which I developed by myself. And thanks, of course, to the Saint and JCDC parish managers, I really appreciate them. If it wasn't for them, my project would not have been able to be successful. Thank you.
All right. Miss Trelawny, let's hear.
So I want to thank Facey Commodity. I remember when I made that call to the sales manager, Mr. Rohan Walker. I have to big him up. And I explained my project to him and I said, "Sir, this is what I want to do." And it's all about the children. And right there on and then on the phone, he said, "Hold on a minute." And I heard him speaking to other person and say, "I want a case of this, I need a case of that." And listen, they gave me tokens for the children that I could use in the classes as a means of extrinsic motivation and just to reward the students on a whole. Additionally, I want to give thanks for William Nib Memorial High School, Falmouth All Age, Duncan's All Age, Faith, Harvest Ministry. I want to thank you all for your support, and I cannot leave out my family. I had family members leaving even from Kingston just to teach on my behalf. Also, my co-workers, my math teachers who dedicated their Saturdays to me, their Wednesday evenings to me. I really appreciate you all, and I love you all so much. And lastly, I can't go without thanking JCDC. JCDC in Trelawney and also Garcia Fraser, who helped me from Kingston. I really appreciate you all.
Amazing. All right. All right. And we're going to keep it real because amidst all that excitement, there were challenges. So we want to highlight, not just to highlight the challenge, but how you were able to overcome the challenge. So for that next person, organization that's going to be taking on a project and they encounter some of these, who want you to assist them in navigating that, and also the most valuable lessons you would have learned from this. We're going to keep it at the top: challenge and how you overcame, and the most valuable lesson you learned undertaking your project. Starting in the East again.
The challenges cannot done. When I tell you that at every avenue there was something else that came up that thwarted me, please believe me. One of my major challenges was putting together something that I've never really put together. I have not done a project to this scale. Usually I keep it very local, like in my church or at my school, but to do something that would have impacted an entire parish, I realized quickly that I couldn't do it by myself because that was what I planned to do at first. I tried to make all of the contacts myself, tried to do all of the organizing myself, but nothing happens without a team. And so I started to enlist people and I leaned heavily on the JCDC parish office to help me with the organization of my program, making sure that everything was checked off. They were able to tell me, hey, do you have speakers? Do you have audio? Do you have decorations? And where I fell flat, they were able to come in. So having that team was very important. One of my major challenges, and I won't really get into the specifics right now, was that someone I had asked to help, I found out was being disingenuous. And it was a week before my launch that I found out that none of the progress that she was reporting was actually true. And so, in the same breath, it's very important to vet the people who you're working with because that can make or break your project. So, I had to pivot very quickly. So, with only exactly a week to my launch, I had to start leaning on other persons from different aspects of my life. And they came through in a very, very, very marked way. Another challenge that I had was selling my store, selling my project. I have a, I don't know if it's a caveat, but it's a catch with me. And as much as I am passionate, I had to be very deliberate in my sales pitch to sponsors. So they're always willing to come on, but it's very important that you're able to sell the benefit of your project in a way that you're able to show them how they will also benefit because they're always looking for ways to impact their community, and it's all in the passion that you sell it with. My How I overcame, like I said before, was leaning into a lot of the resources that I already had. So, like my friends and my family, that was very important. And also doing it when it's hard. So, even if you are facing imposter syndrome, even if you feel discouraged that there's absolutely no way that this is going to be accomplished, you realize that the work that you're doing is bigger than yourself, and you know the impact it's going to make, and you know the lives that are going to be changed by it. And so I had to overcome my own shyness and get some people on board so that we could have a very robust program, a very impactful program. So for any queen that is listening, these are the things that you need to keep in mind, because for me, going into the next phase of not only my life, but also what I hope this project to be, these are the experiences that I'll be taking on. So the way that I plan is going to be completely different. The people that I surround myself with is very important, because you're going to need support emotionally, financially, logistically. It's all very important.
Awesome. All right. And so we are going to keep it at one each. Miss Clarendon, so one other than what was shared before, and your most valuable lesson.
I would say the biggest challenge I faced with my project was getting the support from the schools in Clarendon. Many schools would have shown interest in the beginning, and then later on, because of different circumstances, they had to pull out. But I'm so happy that I had the support from my family. And so even though that happened, I didn't decide that, oh, I'm going to give up and this is not possible. I just kept pushing. So what I would do is to, what I want to do now is to motivate you all that determination is key. If you say that you want to do this, then you can do it. And sometimes we are going to fail, we're going to make mistakes, but along the way, but with the support of family members and persons who love you, you'll be able to get it done. Maybe not as big as you wanted it, but you'll still be able to make an impact. So determination is key. Thank
All
you.
right. Miss St. Anne, your top
I'm going
challenge
to
and the
be
most valuable
honest.
lessons.
Thank you very much. I'm going to be honest and just say it as it is. Just there's a lot of anxiety that comes with implementing a project and ensuring that it goes well. Number one, you're going to feel as though everything is not going to go well or is not going well. Sometimes you're going to ask for help and it may not come at the same time. And so I had to learn that no man is an island, especially coming from someone who's very shy, who doesn't like to talk sometimes. I had to learn how to be strong. And of course, with the Saint and JCDC office, they helped me along the way. They were there. Even when it came to time, they were ensuring that my project was in place, I had my program in place, my logo was okay. They ensured to vet every aspect of it. And what I've learned is that I need to put myself more out there. I need to ensure that I accept help, because as Jamaican woman, we tend to think that we're too strong for help. But I've learned that with growth, you need to understand there are different levels, and you need to accept corrections as well as feed yourself with positivity and learn how to teach someone else as you learn. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. All right. I saw Janelle over there. She was like,
Preach,
send around the collection.
preach, Ayoka, preach.
Eric.
So, to be honest, there were days when I would show up at school hoping to see, the students and so on. And class was normally start at 11, and even at 11:30, I wouldn't see anybody. At 12, I wouldn't see anybody. But then, I prayed, and then I see a little one person coming in at 11:05, and then I see another. So what I'm trying to say is that even when you feel and you think it's not working, God is behind you working. And what I want to leave with you is pray your way through. I remember when I would sit and speak to the other teachers, and I would say, I don't think the students, actually want to be a part of the classes. And they would tell me, don't give up your chambers. Chambers you can't give up. And this allowed me to turn to God and pray and have faith. I normally say, faith it until you make it. And that was what pulled me through. Even when I didn't see anyone showing up for class, even when I would log on Wednesday and I say, students, come on, come on, come on, join on. The teacher is ready. And, I'd have only one or two. My VP normally tell me, work with the one or two that you have. Change can still take place. And this is what I want to leave you with. Faith it until you make it.
Look
I'm
at
stealing
that.
that one.
Amen.
I think this is Ayoka. When this queen opens up, she lights the fire. Oh, I tell you, you've been serving up some really awesome advice and inspiration already. Indeed, God is always in control. Right. So, what additional advice
Amen.
would you give to aspiring community leaders, be it young women or men who want to positively impact their communities? And and you can share based on what inspired you most along this Festival Queen journey. You can share from that perspective. Based on what inspired you, you can share with them how they can, get inspired and stay inspired to make a meaningful change in their community. All right. Shanice, you look like you're ready to go. So let's start in the central.
I would say to anyone who is interested, in doing anything on the community level or even bigger, to put your purpose into your passion. So whatever it is that you are passionate about, that I would suggest is the best area for you to carry out your project in. I remember sitting and thinking about project ideas, and then I realized that when it came down to it, I wanted to do the thing that I was the most passionate about. That there was some emotional connection there for me. And so that's how my entire project came to life. So put your purpose into your passion. Whatever it is that you love to do, regardless of what it is, you may think that, oh, but look at all the queens across the we've all taken on something that we are passionate about. Each and every project is about a personal passion. And so they have done wonderful things just through their passion. So if you're interested in doing it, passion, put your purpose in your passion. And for persons who are, planning on being festival queen or entering, I would say that prepare yourself to be bold and to be brave. Things are going to happen. You're going to get discouraged sometime, but hold on. As Eric would say, pray your way through it. Hold on. Don't give up. Persons are going to say things, but people are always going to talk. You are the only person that knows what you are able to do. So don't listen to those persons and allow them to beat you down. All right, stay focused and put your purpose into your passion, and you can do wonderful things.
Indeed. All right. We're coming back east, Janelle.
I would say that your parish project doesn't necessarily have to be elaborate. That was one of the things that was on the minds of my batchmates at the parish level. Like, what are we going to do? We want to make a splash and we want to make it big and we want to go, yeah. But it can be as simple as doing evening classes, or it can be as elaborate as collecting 3,000 pounds of garbage in 3 months. But it really, as Shanice said, it's heart work. It's heart work. And as long as you're personally connected to it, you have a different kind of drive behind you. So you don't have to worry about comparing yourself to projects of the past. It just has to be true to who you are. And I want to highlight the importance of planning. I am a type A woman. I come from a production background, and so we plan for every eventuality, and it will be that much easier for you when you are executing your project because you have a projection of the different timelines of what you want to achieve and having it there in front of you, similar to a vision board, it will help you to make sure that everything is not only categorized, but you're meeting your goals in a timely manner. Because a year to execute a project and to reign may seem like a lot, but it flies by quickly. So proper planning prevents poor performance.
Sound council. Let's take it up north. Ayoka.
I'm gonna be very honest to every young lady. When I started this competition, I didn't know how to wear heels. I did not know how to pronounce certain words. Of course, I'm not perfect. I did not know how to dress according to certain functions. But guess what? I learned based on how willing I was. So that shows that no matter who you are, where you're from, you may not have entered that competition before, but guess what? It was my first time, and look what God did in my parish. Just trust yourself enough to understand that you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. No matter who you are as a person, God took me from nowhere to somewhere, and because of that, I have the opportunity to share with others. So my advice to you, young ladies, enter this competition some one day, even if you're not old enough as yet. Enter this competition. One day you will get opportunity to use the stage as a platform to show other persons how passionate you are about your project and about who you are as an individual. Thank you.
I tell you, Ayoka is preaching real good in here, you know.
Mhm.
Go ahead, Eric.
Lady Witter, my fellow queens said it all. From the passion to the proper planning to put God first, they said it all. But what I'll put on top of the cake is to stay on task and believe in yourself. There are going to be persons who have negative things to say. There are going to be times when you think that someone else's project is better than yours. But believe in your project, believe in yourself, and stay on task.
Mhm.
I'd love to add something before we move on. Even if you do not advance to the national finals, or even if you are not, you didn't come first, second, or third, you can still execute your project.
That's true.
Do not stay within the confines, or thinking that, oh, because I didn't win, then I cannot do it. No, you can still do your project. I believe every project has its purpose, and as such, I'm encouraging you, regardless of where you fall on that very wonderful night, regardless of what happens, still execute your project. Thank you.
We're all
I
queens.
love that. And this has been a masterclass. So you all can take notes as to how you can get it done without the tiara and the sash. Right, Queens?
That's
Yes.
it.
Absolutely. Right?
Because at the
Definitely.
end of the day, as Janelle said, it's heart work. And once it's something that you connect with at the heart, believe me, you'll find a way to make it work. All right. I mean, this has been so phenomenal. All right. And it's so amazing that all these queens have worked with children because it's May and it's Child's Month. And what
Um,
a way to kickstart Child's Month in this Serenity Resource Connector Live forums, right? And another project that was aligned with children is the national project. I've dropped the link in the YouTube description, so you want to go and check that out. The Miss Jamaica Festival Queen. We didn't have enough time to share her highlight here, but that's another beautiful project that you really want to see because when I was watching it, I was like learning some of those moves, how to defend yourself. Oh, amazing! So you want to check that out in the description. Your support system is very strong, so you will never fall back, Miss Ayoka.
That's
All
it.
right. Yes, we keep growing and going because that's what queens do. We never stop, don't regress. We
Keep
go
it pushing.
down, but we don't stay down. We just get up and keep it moving. All right. And you have a circle of queens that you can rally back on. And this is a network right here where you can work together so you can spread your wings across this beautiful island home of ours, irrespective of all the negatives that's going around. we can still make a difference in our area, and our lights will spread across the length and breadth of the nation. We
The
future,
Queen's
we
always here
future
to me
bright.
the time I needed to vent, I could count on them whenever I see them, whether it is judging pageants or just in our little group chat. We had those moments where we needed to just
It's
blow out some steam and talk to each other and communicate with each other. And through that, I was able to get more ideas on how to, make my project better or how to fix this issue. So, Queens, I'm also very grateful to you for your support.
May I add that
oh sure.
last year when we were at Pegasus for the 2 weeks, there are times when we forgot that we were actually in a competition.
That's
That's
true.
how when we got together, the bond became so
Right.
strong. And when we went to the training sessions, it's like we were just sisters from different mothers, And it was just maybe on show night, it hit us that we're actually competing against each other.
Amazing. And that's the thing. We can be there's only can only be one winner, but it doesn't mean that we cannot collaborate
That's it.
in different areas, because at the end of the day, we're all queens. That's it. You went in as queens and you're leaving as queens, and you'll forever be queens even after you hand over the the crown. All right. God bless you, ladies. Amazing. Any final word of inspiration, encouragement you want to leave with the audience this evening? Janelle?
Yes, and I'm gonna sound corny when I say it, but I do believe that Jamaica is a place for you to follow your dreams. It's not just a place for you to pursue a traditional way of life where you go to the college and you get the degree and you get the 9 to 5. You can do anything, like for real. You have to be a bit strategic about it, but I really do believe that once you are passionate about something, that your passion will put you in places where you will thrive. I would have never imagined that this competition would have put me in spaces with such amazing ladies, inspiring women, and then to enter into other spaces with dignitaries and people from different walks of life who I can speak with, who I can build a rapport with, and use my skills and my talents to make connections. It has been enlightening, and I want every Jamaican to tap into their own passions so that they can unlock their full potential, because life is too short to not know what you're capable of.
Indeed. Shanicia?
Be yourself, regardless of the circumstances, stay true to who you are. Don't try to be somebody else. And this, I believe, is a perfect competition for that, because you are not forced to speak a certain way. You are not forced to be a certain way. Be as Jamaican as you want and be proud of it. So my advice, I'm leaving you with this, gem, is to be yourself.
That's right. Ayoka?
Of course, my final word to everyone, especially young ladies, whether you're plus size or whether you're slim, you are great. There's no one that can stop you. The only person that can stop you is the big you, which is you. Of course, no matter who you are, people are gonna say bad things. They're gonna mention how fat you may be, how slim you may be. But guess what? JCDC gave me the opportunity to showcase my talent with my body size. So believe in yourself and love yourself and trust in God always. Never give up. Angle that. Thank
Yes,
you.
period.
And triangle that.
Right. Period.
Eric?
My fellow queens, my fellow kings, how you start doesn't say how you will end. So you're gonna faith it until you make it. I didn't say fake, not fake, but faith it until you make it.
And that's a perfect note on
Amen.
which to end this episode of Culture Corner, because we are going to stay in faith as we move forward in faith, doing what we were created to do here in this space, while we still have breath. And we are going to keep it moving with all the support I see coming up in the comments. And I'm sure there are others who would have loved to be here. We'll be watching after this. But remember, you can share the link so others can learn from what it is that was shared here. This was a big masterclass, especially for those who are struggling with self-confidence or in any area at all. If you looking to lead in your school group, your community group, wherever it is, you can get some awesome tips from these ladies. This has been Culture Corner with Miss Kingston and St. Andrew, Janelle Powell over there in the Eastern region, Shanicia Daly, Miss Clarendon, Festival Queen for 2023 in Central region, Ayoka Davis, Miss St. Anne, Festival Queen 2023 in the North, and over in the West, Eric K. Chambers, Miss Trelawny, Festival Queen 2023. Ladies, it has been awesome sharing space with you here on Culture Corner. And for those who are able to join us live and those who are watching the replay, thank you so much for tuning in. For those who have already subscribed, I thank you very much. Please remember to like, comment, and share so others can benefit from this awesome information. I just love these awesome comments. Have a fantastic rest of the night. And thank you again for joining us here on Culture Corner, brought to you in partnership with the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission. And the queens are queening.
Of course, always.
And I don't know what's going on with my music, but it's not going. But be blessed.